2025. In the absence of Councillor Hatton, I will be chairing this meeting. I'd like to nominate Councillor Eggleton to act as Vice Chair for this meeting only. Can I have a seconder for that proposal? Thank you, Councillor Bashir. Are we all happy with that? Thank you. Secondly, or rather firstly on your agenda, we need to ratify the appointment of Chairman and Vice Chairman as agreed at Annual Council on the 14th of May 2025. So this is for our meeting as scrutiny committees going forward to agree. So all I'm asking again for is verbal agreement. So can we have a verbal agreement that Councillor Hatton as Chair and myself as Vice Chair?
Agreed.
Thank you. Item number 2, we note the substitutes in accordance with Committee Procedure Rule 4. So Councillor Bennett is here for Councillor Hatton. Councillor Avery is here for Councillor Whitaker. And item 3, we receive apologies for absence, therefore, from Councillor Hatton and Councillor Whitaker. Is that all acceptable? Great. Item 4, to receive declarations of interest from members in respect of any matter on the agenda. Councillor Pascoe, start with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd just like to declare an interest in item 7 as a member of Hayward Heath Town Council.
Thank you. Councillor Knight.
Thank you, Chairman. Is it on? Is it on? Yeah. Yep. I am the ward member for Anstey, but at this point, if I may, Chairman, I'd like to raise a point of order. There was a point raised, and it was actually my point raised through Gary Marsh at the previous meeting on the Teams meeting for district plan. But it's about PERDA for item 7 here. I'm a little bit concerned that I'll just read in the sort of code of conduct that the code says council publicity should be issued with care during periods of heightened sensitivity. And during this time, the use of council resources, holding events or launching consultations should also be considered. And I do feel that, you know, consulting on moving 2 wards from Anstey into Hayward Heath particularly may affect the voters' thinking. And it could influence them. So I think that in terms of PERDA, this should not have been brought forward at this stage.
Thank you. Perhaps we'll have a response from our legal.
I'm happy to start. So Councillor Knight, it's probably helpful just to orientate ourselves. What's before the committee today is the terms of reference and the timetable for carrying out such a review. So we're not launching a consultation or here to discuss the substance. We're here to discuss the process by which such a review would be undertaken.
May I come back, Chairman? I understand that, but we are actually effectively starting the process. So I do think that we are infringing on PERDA.
So I think as the monitoring officers in the room,
I'll
it's probably best for her to close that off for us.
So if we could hear from the monitoring officer, please.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for your question. This is business as usual, Councillor. So the community governance reviews are carried out, notwithstanding your point. And what's before us today is the process and the procedure. And if members were to support the recommendations before them, the process wouldn't start until after the election.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. If I can go back to hearing possible conflicts of interest. Councillor Ellis.
Thank you, Chairman. Just to say I'm a member of Hayward Heath Town Council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Avery.
Yes, I'm a member for Cushwood Ball in Anstey. So that's
okay, and Councillor Bashir. Okay, and I would declare that I'm a member of Linfield Parish Council that's also affected by the consultation. Okay, thank you for all of those. Item number 5, to agree by general affirmation the minutes of the previous scrutiny committee held on the 5th of March 2025. Can we have verbal agreement on that for those who are present? Are we all happy with the minutes? Right, thank you. Item number 6, to consider any items that the chairman agrees to take as any urgent business. There isn't any. So we come now to item number 7, the draft terms of reference for a community governance review for Hayward Heath Town Council. So I'm going to invite Louise Duffield to introduce the report.
Thank you, Chairman. And with your permission, I'm going to do some opening remarks and then ask Aidan Gaff to talk about the process in more detail.
Fine.
So members will be aware that in 2021, the Boundary Commission did a review. And as is best practice, falling out of that, we are then invited to consider local town and parish boundaries that have been impacted by that. The process before you sets out how we wish to ensure the widest possible engagement with that discussion. And so it sets out an approach to consultation and engagement and seeks members' support to ensure that that discussion hears as many views as possible. So what we're here to discuss this evening is your views on that process and whether it's adequate to obtain that level of engagement. So if I can hand over to Aidan, he can talk you step by step through the proposed timetable and process.
Thank you, Chairman. So we plan to do two large public consultations in regards to this review. So the first public consultation will start on the 9th of June. It will be an 8-week consultation, so commencing on the 8th of August. Through this consultation, we will write to every single residential property within the Hayward Heath Town Council area and also the residential properties within the Anstey and Staplefield area that is mentioned in the terms of reference. We will also contact stakeholders, and what I mean by that are town and parish councils affected by this review. So that's Hayward Heath Town Council, Lindfield Parish Council, and Anstey and Staplefield Parish Council. In addition, the district and county ward members for the affected area and the local MP. We would also encourage these stakeholders to promote this review with us as well to local residents to ensure that we get as much response as we can. After the first public consultation has finished, we will then do an evaluation panel that will run between the 11th of August to the 15th of August, in which we will determine our draft recommendations that will go to this scrutiny committee on the 3rd of September. After these draft recommendations, we will present these draft recommendations in our second public consultation. Again, the second public consultation will run for an 8-week period, running from the 15th of September to the 14th of November 2025. Again, we will write to all residential properties within the affected area and write to all stakeholders, as I previously mentioned. We will then have a second evaluation panel from the 17th of November to the 21st of November, in which we will determine our final recommendations. Those final recommendations will again go to this scrutiny committee on the 21st of January 2026, and then will go to full council for ratification on the 25th of February 2026. I will also note that all representations received we will be publishing, but any local resident representations we will obviously anonymise prior to publishing. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Response from members, please. If you wish to respond to the process as outlined there, then please press and speak. Yeah, Councillor Knight.
Thank you, Chairman. I just think that we're being a little bit premature. We do have a white paper coming out for parishes and town councils in the autumn. And also, running alongside that, we've got unitary authorities being established. I just feel this is a big waste of, or a large waste of council resources and time when we don't know the outcomes of them.
Okay, thank you. Any responses?
I think I would just go back to my opening remarks, which is that we are encouraged, following a boundary review, to give local communities the opportunity to think about the identity of where they live. And I'm not aware of any white paper that would go to the granular level of detail that this review will do. And what is being proposed here is an opportunity for communities to have their say, and they can have their say in multiple directions.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Bennett.
Thank you, Chairman. My question, Aidan, was about, if I may, was about who you're writing out to. So you said that you would propose to write out to everybody in Hayward Heath, everybody in Anstine, Staplefield. But I note that there's also a proposal to move a ward from Hayward Heath Town Council into Linfield Parish Council. Will residents in all of Linfield Parish Council also be written to as well? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, in simple terms, they will also be written to
thank
as
you.
well.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Clark.
When the consultation and further in it, there was the hollow was mentioned. Could I just clarify, is that now taken out? Because it came into the district council last time, but it stayed with Linfield Parish Council, and the residents were very strong about that. Can you tell me where we are with that?
Thank you, Chairman. We have not included the residents of the Hollow within this, our proposals, but they will still be written to as a part of this review, and we will receive representations to see, again, what their feelings are, whether they've changed or whether they remain the same.
Can I come back?
You may, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they will change. They were very strong when I was knocking on people's doors, and they really don't want to be part of Hayward Heath. They want to stay part of Linfield. And I think that will come out the same. So it's going to be a lot of money to find the same answer. But thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments from anybody else? Councillor Pascoe.
Yeah, no, I just think it's quite a good approach that we've got. It's good to have this terms of reference, and I like the length of the timeline. So I just to come to some of the other comments that have come up in the debate this evening, that I think it's good that we have this approach, that we do represent. You know, we go to people and check that they are where they live represents where they believe they live. So they should have that opportunity to confirm that. Whilst this authority is still able to offer these consultations, I think it's a good opportunity to do that.
Okay, thank you. Any other responses? Yes, Councillor Knight.
Sorry, just in terms of the second recommendation, I think because for me it's so important for my ward members, for my residents, that if we are changing terms of reference, that really should come back to scrutiny again, because I think, you know, you could change something quite substantial, shorten times, lengthen times, without any reference back to this committee. So I wouldn't support it unless it come back to this committee.
Okay, thank you. Louise.
I mean, I think in terms of practical approach, I completely understand what you're saying, Councillor Knight. I think the intent of that part of the recommendation is to not burden this committee if minor changes are needed. So I think that we would be looking to the monitoring officer to exercise her discretion as to whether it was minimal and administrative as opposed to meaningful, and therefore bringing back to this committee. I don't know if that would satisfy the point you're trying to raise.
I would be happy. Could we add that to that recommendation, that the point you raised about the monitoring officer?
Yeah, add the word minor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further?
So we'll add the word minor.
Right. Okay.
Chair, can we just get that proposed second and voted through, if that's okay?
Yes, indeed. So can we have the precise wording?
Right.
So
It's as it is.
can I help you, Councillor?
Please, thank you.
So we're looking at recommendation 3(2), and if I've understood correctly, it's going to read, delegate authority to the Assistant Director for Governance to make minor amendments
Okay.
to the terms. Is that sufficient?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and you're proposing that, are you?
I'm proposing it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll second.
Thank
I'll
you.
second it.
We just need a affirmation.
Yeah.
Is the committee happy?
Are we happy? Are we happy to vote on that?
Agreed.
Great.
Yep, agreed. Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Right. Okay. So I'm now going to ask members to vote on their touchscreens for the recommendation as amended. Okay, has everybody voted? Right, so that has been passed with yes 11, no, 0 for no, and no for abstentions. Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on to item 8, Scrutiny Committee Work Programme, People and Communities. Louise Duffield, if you'd like to introduce that report for me.
Thank you very much, Chairman. So I think the work programme before us shows how ambitious we've been in the corporate plan and budget. The items proposed on here come through from the budget that we've agreed, and working with assistant directors, we've plotted through the items that will be needed for your scrutiny and recommendations as we work through the year. As ever, this will evolve, and we've reminded in the paper the mechanisms available for you to propose alternative or additional items. So this is the proposed plan for this municipal year, noting that it's very much live.
Okay, so if I could ask members to comment if they've got any questions or any suggestions. I'm taking silence to mean that we're happy with what has been proposed. Okay, in which case I think we can go to our touchscreens and vote for the recommendations listed on page 37. Indeed, that's unanimous again, so thank you for that. Final item, question number 9, questions pursuant to Council Procedure Rule 10.2, due notice of which has already been given. The answer to that is there are none, so I therefore declare the meeting closed at 7:16 p.m. Thank you very much for your time, councillors and officers.